Have you ever been told to hide the very thing that proves your body is alive and responsive, your natural moisture? Maybe it was a joking comment, a glance, a rule passed down from women who were taught to carry shame like a family heirloom. If that's you, take a breath with me. What you've been calling a problem is, in fact, one of your body's most elegant protection systems and one of its clearest love languages. When we misread it, confidence shrinks, tenderness goes rigid, and two people who care about each other end up standing on opposite sides of a quiet wall. This episode is not about tricks, performance, or pretending you're 25. It's about living well in the body you actually have at 55, 65, 75, and inviting your partner to meet you there with warmth instead of worry. We're going to replace guesswork with plain English physiology and swap shame for safety. I'll count down the 5 myths that quietly strain intimacy after 50 and show you how small, science-informed choices can help your body exhale, your mind unclench, and your connection feel easy again. Here's what you can expect today. Clear explanations you can repeat to your doctor or your spouse, practical steps you can try tonight, language that lowers the temperature instead of raising defenses, and simple red flags that mean it's time to check in with your clinician. No scare tactics, no hard selling, just calm guidance that treats intimacy as part of health, not a test you can pass or fail. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your state in the comments and one myth you were handed about your body or about closeness. If something here gives you relief, type a quick 1. If you still have a question, type 0. Your story might be the nudge someone else needs to start a kinder conversation at home. One last promise. You are not broken. You are changing like every living thing does, and your body is trying to talk to you. When we learn how to listen, judgment gives way to curiosity, and tension gives way to trust. So let's begin our countdown with myth number 5 and start turning down the noise that's been sitting between you and the comfort you deserve. Welcome to today's episode, a calm, plain English walk through intimacy after 50, organized as a clear countdown from number 5 to number 1, so you always know where we're headed and why it matters. At each stop, you'll get 4 things: the physiology in simple terms, what to try tonight, the words that lower defenses and invite closeness, and the red flags that mean it's time to call your clinician. We begin with myth number 5, moisture is embarrassing, and finish with myth number 1. Acceptance is passive. That order isn't accidental. Safety and acceptance are the foundation that make comfort, desire, and ease possible again. You'll hear brief, privacy-protected stories so you can recognize your own experience without feeling exposed. We speak to both partners because intimacy is a team sport, not a solo performance. Our tone stays practical and kind. No scare tactics, no graphic details, just the biology that turns tension into trust. If something feels dry, tight, or painful, you'll get plain next steps, whether that's trying a pH balanced moisturizer, extending warm-up, reviewing medications that can cause dryness, or asking about pelvic floor physical therapy. You'll also learn small daily habits with a big return: breathable fabrics, earlier hydration, gentler cleansers used externally only, quicker clothing changes after exercise, and language that says, "You're safe with me." Throughout the countdown, I'll invite you to participate. Drop your state in the comments, share one myth you grew up with. Press 1 if you feel calmer, and 0 if you want to follow up. Think of this as a bridge from silence to conversation, from performance to presence, from guessing to knowing. We are not chasing tricks or pretending to be 25. We're working with the bodies we have now and with the relationships we want to keep warm for years to come. If you're a caregiver widowed, remarried, dating again, or simply navigating menopause and medication changes, there's a place for you here. Take what serves you, skip what doesn't, and bring your questions. We read them, and your story may be the nudge someone else needs to start a kinder conversation at home. When you're ready, meet me at myth number 5. One gentle step at a time will turn solid knowledge into everyday comfort and connection. Shame thrives in the gaps where no one ever taught us the basics. So let's close the gap. What many people call too wet or a problem is, for most healthy women, a refined protection and connection system. 3 players do the heavy lifting. The Bartholin glands near the vaginal opening, which release a light, slippery fluid to reduce friction during arousal. The Skene's glands near the urethra, which can add moisture when blood flow increases. And the cervix, which produces mucus that buffers pH and H, supports a lactobacillus-dominant microbiome. Together, they keep tissue comfortable, reduce microtears, and discourage opportunistic bacteria and yeast. In plain English, moisture means your body feels safe enough to open. That is not dirty. That is healthy biology doing its job. Why does shame show up after 50? Hormone shifts can thin tissue and lower baseline moisture, not your worth or desirability. Some medications, antihistamines, certain antidepressants, and diuretics also dry mucous membranes. Add cultural scripts that equate clean with dry, and many couples misread a normal response as a flaw. The result is hesitancy, guarding, and even more tension in the pelvic floor, which can make intimacy uncomfortable. And then the story, "Something is wrong with me," feels true. Here's how we change the story tonight. First, ditch douching and heavily fragranced products. They strip the protective acid mantle and good bacteria. Clean the vulva externally with a gentle, unscented wash and lukewarm water. Second, choose breathable underwear and change out of damp workout clothes promptly. Third, use pH-balanced lubricants generously, water-based for versatility, silicone-based for longer glide. Avoid with some silicone toys. If dryness is persistent, talk with your clinician about vaginal moisturizers for routine comfort and, when appropriate, low-dose vaginal estrogen to restore tissue health locally without the systemic doses many people worry about. Language matters. Try this with your partner. I appreciate how your body responds when you feel safe with me. If anything feels dry or tense, we pause, add glide, and follow your pace. That sentence lowers defenses, loosens the pelvic floor, and invites the nervous system to switch from guard to trust. Red flags worth a checkup. New bleeding, burning that doesn't settle, gray-green discharge, strong fishy odor, pelvic pain, or pain that lingers the next day. Otherwise, let comfort, not old myths, be your compass. Moisture isn't a mistake to hide. It's your body's way of saying, I'm ready, I'm safe, and I'm connected. Variation is not a verdict. It's biology talking. Vaginal scent and taste naturally shift because your chemistry is alive. Hormones rise and fall, pH drifts, diet and hydration change, stress tugs on the nervous system, and certain medications dry or thicken secretions. In the reproductive years, pH often sits on the acidic side. After menopause, less estrogen can nudge pH upward in thin tissue, making small changes more noticeable. Add real-life factors: coffee, alcohol, garlic, onions, spices, dehydration, tight synthetics worn all day, long hours and damp workout clothes, and you have an easy recipe for why does this smell different this week. Here's the plain meaning: different dirty. Your microbiome, especially lactobacillus, creates lactic acid that protects you. When the environment swings, sleep, stress, antibiotics, uncontrolled blood sugar, the balance tilts and scent changes. Most shifts are harmless and settle with simple habits. Earlier hydration, breathable fabrics, change out of damp clothes, and gentle external cleansing only. Skip douching or perfumed washes inside the vagina. They strip defenders and can provoke the very odor you're trying to avoid. If you want a calm, data not drama approach, keep a 3-day log. Columns for food, drink, especially coffee, alcohol, strong spices, citrus, pineapple, stress, sleep, meds, supplements, antihistamines, decongestants, some antidepressants, activity, sweat, and your scent notes. Patterns usually appear fast. Support the system from the inside out, steady water intake, fiber-rich meals, fermented foods if tolerated, yogurt with live cultures, kefir, and movement that lowers stress chemistry. If you use condoms or new lubricants, know that some formulations can momentarily change how things smell or taste. Experiment and choose what keeps comfort high. When to check in, don't wait. A strong, fishy odor, gray-green discharge, itching, burning, clumpy cottage cheese-like discharge, pelvic pain, fever, new bleeding, or symptoms that keep returning after antibiotics. These may suggest bacterial vaginosis, yeast overgrowth, trichomonas, or another issue. Your clinician can diagnose and treat. If you're living with diabetes or recently finished antibiotics, be extra attentive. Both can tilt the flora. Language that helps your bond. Your body's chemistry changes, that's normal. Let's notice patterns, not blame. If anything feels off, we'll check it early and keep both of us comfortable. That sentence swaps judgment for teamwork, which relaxes the whole system. Bottom line, let comfort and consistency be your compass. Treat scent and taste as useful signals, not moral grades, and you'll protect both your microbiome and your connection. When couples whisper this question, they're really asking for two things: clarity and calm. The short answer is that for mutually monogamous, generally healthy partners without active infections or mouth sores, oral contact is typically low risk. Low does not mean zero, and that nuance matters, especially after 50, when dry mouth, gum irritation, dentures, and certain medications can create tiny breaks in tissue that raise risk. Here's the practical biology. Risk climbs when there are open cuts, ulcers, cold sores, HSV, bleeding gums, recent dental work, or when either partner has an untreated STI. Some infections, like HSV, gonorrhea, chlamydia, syphilis, HPV, can be transmitted orally. HIV transmission via saliva alone is extremely unlikely, but the presence of blood changes the equation. If either partner has fever blisters, cold sores, postpone oral contact until fully healed. If you live with HPV risk, talk with your clinician about the HPV vaccine. Yes, it's relevant at older ages too. What actually protects you is not fear, but awareness and simple routines. Oral health first. Soft bristle brushing. Flossing as tolerated. Alcohol-free mouth rinse. Avoid vigorous brushing right before intimacy to prevent microabrasions. If it stings, it stops. Any burning, bleeding, or discomfort is a signal to pause. Screening together. Make twice yearly checkups and STI screening part of your wellness rhythm if there's any doubt about history or exclusivity. Barriers by choice. Condoms or oral dams are tools, not insults. Many couples feel more relaxed and spontaneous when they agree on protection. Med review. Antihistamines, decongestants, and some antidepressants dry mucosa. Sip water. Use saliva substitutes if needed. Language holds the room. Try. I want both of us safe and relaxed. Let's make a plan we both trust, and we'll check in as we go. That sentence makes space for both comfort and choice without shaming either person's preferences. When to check in with a clinician, persistent sore throat after contact, mouth ulcers that don't heal, swollen glands, pus, fever, new genital symptoms, or recurrent infections. Testing is straightforward and treatment is available. Uncertainty is the part that steals ease. Bottom line, the goal isn't to sterilize intimacy, it's to stabilize trust. With healthy mouths, healed skin, honest status checks, and agreed upon boundaries, most couples can enjoy oral closeness safely. Clarity turns the volume down on fear, so connection can turn up where it belongs. Silence doesn't protect love, it starves it. After 50, bodies change, hormones drift, medications dry tissues, pelvic floors can tighten to guard, arousal timing stretches out. None of that means desire is gone. But when changes go unspoken, partners fill the silence with fear. She's not interested. He's disappointed. Anxiety rises, pelvic muscles brace, lubrication drops, and the next attempt hurts more, confirming the wrong story. Let's swap guessing for gentle structure. Start with a 2-sentence check-in outside the bedroom. What helps me relax is, what I appreciate about you is, keep it under 2 minutes. No fixing, no debating. This shifts the nervous system toward the parasympathetic state. Heart rate eases, pelvic floor releases. Natural lubrication becomes more likely. Name the common culprits together. GSM, genitourinary syndrome of menopause, antihistamines, decongestants, SSRI side effects, stress load, and over-recruited pelvic floor. Agree on comfort first rules, longer warm-up, 10 to 20 minutes, liberal lubricant, water-based for versatility, silicone for longer glide, positions with less pressure, and the phrase, if it stings, it stops. Consider a vaginal moisturizer routine and ask your clinician about low-dose vaginal estrogen for tissue health if appropriate. If pain persists, a referral to pelvic floor physical therapy can be game-changing. Use a simple traffic light language during intimacy. Green, good, keep this. Yellow, softer, slower, more glide. Red, pause. Short words beat long explanations when you're vulnerable. Afterward, a 60-second debrief, one thing that worked, one small tweak for next time, locks in learning without blame. For some couples, scheduling a joint medical visit lowers shame. We're here as a team. Ask about medication alternatives if dryness or arousal changes began after a new prescription. Bring a list. You're advocating for comfort, not chasing perfection. Watch for red flags that deserve care, not silence. Sharp pain, new bleeding, deep pelvic ache, fever, gray-green discharge, cottage cheese discharge, or pain that lingers the next day. Early evaluation protects comfort and confidence. Language that repairs, not defends. If you feel tense, that's information, not failure. We'll slow down, add glide, or choose closeness that's fully comfortable today. This is the biology of bonding. Less fear, more oxytocin, softer muscles, better comfort, more trust. Bottom line, silence turns normal changes into private panic. Small words, said kindly. Turn those same changes into a plan. Speak early, speak warm, and let comfort, not performance, set the pace you both deserve. Acceptance isn't surrender. It's a biological switch. When a partner feels genuinely accepted, not measured, not fixed, the body reads safe and shifts from the threat system, fight at flight at freeze, to the parasympathetic state where warmth, lubrication, and ease live. Muscles in the pelvic floor stop bracing. Breath deepens. Attention widens from, is this okay, to, this feels good. Oxytocin rises, cortisol settles, and the loop that once amplified tension now amplifies trust. That's not soft talk, it's physiology you can feel. What does acceptance look like in practice? It's presence over performance. It's noticing, not judging. It's letting desire be a temperature that can warm slowly rather than a switch that must snap on. After 50, that gentle warming is normal. Acceptance says, we will not race the clock, we will follow the body. If dryness shows up, we add glide without apology. If nerves spark, we pause without blame. If a position pinches, we change course as a team. The goal isn't acrobatics, it's shared comfort. Try this 5-minute co-regulation ritual before any touch. Arrive sit-facing, feet grounded. 3 slow breaths together. Inhale for 4, exhale for 6. See? 1 sentence each, present tense. Right now I notice. No fixing. Choose. Pick one tiny win. Longer warm-up, light softer, lube within reach. Consent. Green for yes, yellow for slower, red for pause. Agree out loud. Begin. Lead with no goal touch. Hands, shoulders, face for 60, 90 seconds. Let the body catch up to the heart. Language flips the switch faster than technique. I'm not here to test you. I'm here to be with you. We'll go at your body's pace and celebrate small yeses. Comfort is success. Everything else is optional. If fear or perfectionism crowds the room, name it kindly. Sometimes the strongest move is choosing closeness without intercourse. Massage, cuddling, shared bath. So the nervous system relearns that togetherness doesn't demand performance. Many couples find that when pressure falls, desire returns on its own. Acceptance isn't the end of effort. It aims the effort where it works. Safety, clarity, tenderness, and small adjustments repeated often. The more your partner feels seen, the more the body cooperates. Less guarding, more glide, less worry, more warmth. That's the quiet engine of lasting intimacy. Not harder tricks, but steadier safety practiced every time you're together. If you remember one thing from today, let it be this. Your body is not a test you have to pass. It's a conversation between hormones and nerves, between microbiome and moisture, between two people who want to feel close without walking on eggshells. We replace shame with science, fear with simple routines, and performance with presence. Moisture isn't a flaw. It's a protection system. Changes in scent or taste aren't moral grades. They're signals you can interpret with calm habits. Safety talks don't kill desire. They create the trust that lets desire return. Silence doesn't guard love. It starves it. And acceptance isn't passive. It's the biological switch that tells the whole body, you're safe here. Here's your one-page plan you can start tonight. Comfort first, longer warm-up, 10-20 minutes, generous lubricant, water-based or silicone, positions with less pressure, smart care, gentle external cleansing only, breathable fabrics, change out of damp clothes, steady hydration earlier in the day, team language. If it stings, it stops. Green, yellow, red check-ins. We'll go at your body's pace. Health basics. Twice yearly checkups if there's any uncertainty. Medication review for dryness. Consider pelvic floor, PT, and vaginal moisturizers. Ask your clinician about local low-dose estrogen if appropriate. When to call your clinician, new bleeding, strong fishy odor, gray, green, or clumpy discharge, fever, pelvic pain, or pain that lingers. If anxiety shows up, don't argue with it, downshift it. Try the 5-minute co-regulation ritual. Breathe together, name what you notice, choose one tiny win, agree on consent language, begin with no goal touch. This is how bodies relearn ease. Community matters, especially after 50. Drop your state below and one myth you were handed growing up. Press 1 if you feel calmer, 0 if you want to follow up on anything we covered, GSM, lubricants, pelvic floor therapy, or STI screening. Your question might be the permission another couple needs. Finally, carry this sentence into your week. Comfort is success. When comfort leads, oxytocin rises, muscles soften, and closeness becomes sustainable. Not a performance, but a practice. You don't have to earn tender moments by getting everything right. You only have to build a small, repeatable rhythm that tells your nervous systems safe, seen, supported. If you find it useful, click like and subscribe to the channel so we can update the 4-week plan and sleep protection checklist. Thank you for contributing to the senior daily community.